2023 was a fantastic year for gaming. Well, if you don't count the game industry itself, you know, all the job losses and, you know, studios shutting down. Salute you, time splitters. But other than that, there was a lot of banger games that came out. I compiled a list of 32 games that I completed this year, most being the hot new releases of the year, and a couple of ones that I just wanted to replay. So it got me thinking, which really is the best game that I played this year? I mean, there was a lot of bangers, more bangers than usual I would have said. So I thought, you know, let's put them in a bracket and do a battle royale to see which one comes up on top. Leave in the comments before you see it to see which one you think it is. And if I didn't play a game that came out this year that, you know, you thought was a good game, well, maybe I just didn't play it or didn't care. So anyway, let's get on with the bracket and see what my first one is. It's Sea of Stars versus Tears of the Kingdom. List of games that made me cry this year. There's 2 of them. So let's start off talking about Sea of Stars. I adored Sea of Stars so much. Fantastic RPG. Kept me hooked from start to finish. Like, I don't know how much I can gush about this game because the music was fantastic. I loved all the characters, especially Gaul. I love Gaul. You can't not like Gaul. Gaul was just the best character in the game. I mean, try not to spoil too much, but you know, it was the same with Gaul and it made me cry quite a bit. And after finishing Sea of Stars, it made me want to play the Messenger again because the 2 games are linked and it was really cool to hear like Messenger music in Sea of Stars and then play through Messenger and find bits that are like related to Sea of Stars. So it was a really cool little in-universe thing. But unfortunately, Sea of Stars is going up against Tears of the Kingdom. Oh my god, Tears of the Kingdom was good. Like, there was so much to do, maybe too much to do, because by the end of the game, I was just sitting exploiting, just trying to get materials to level up, because it was just too much. That's the only downside of this game, there was too much materials to grind for. Other than that, story, loved. I bawled my eyes out at the end of the game. The whole narrative of, like, Link not catching Zelda at the start of the game, and then at the end of the game he finally catches her, I just fell into tears. Those were the true Tears of the Kingdom. But I know what this round's going to do. Yeah, it's Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry, Sea of Stars, you were a fantastic game, but it's Zelda, innit? Next in the bracket is Street Fighter 6 versus One Piece Odyssey. Street Fighter 6 will hold a close place in my heart now because it's the only non-Smash fighter game that I've been able to play competently. Like, the modern control scheme is built for me because with my ADHD brain, I can't remember a 700 button prompt just to make one combo. Never sticks. That's why I'm so sad that I can't play Guilty Gear, because Guilty Gear looks great and I suck at Guilty Gear. But anyway, Street Fighter 6, music fantastic, love the character roster. Don't like how much monetization put in it, but that's, you know, another thing. Yeah, I thought the character customization was goofy, even though I made like a semi-serious character. She looked like shit, but it was fun to play. The only reason I didn't finish the story mode is because I got beat by a guy who had Dalsim stuff and I just could not fight Dalsim with my character. And this is going against... Guys, I just really like One Piece. Like, I've got a whole bookshelf full of One Piece. You can't see it because it's off camera, but I've got about fucking 70 volumes. I need to catch up again. There's like 100 now. One Piece has taken over my life. I sat and started watching the anime this year. After years of reading the manga, I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch the anime. And I'm up to the time skip. And like, I was supposed to do a video on Bleach. And I started watching Bleach and I got bored of Bleach. And I've watched more episodes of One Piece than I have Bleach now. Anyway, getting back to the actual game, not, you know, the anime. One Piece honestly was a fun RPG. Dragged in a little bit of areas. I thought Alabasta was going to be a sign of the times where Alabasta took forever, but all the other chapters were quite small. Did love the game mechanics, like, you know, Sanji not being able to hit women. Fantastic game mechanic, didn't expect that. Anytime you go off the beaten path, everyone tells you you're going the wrong way, unless you play Zoro, and he says, oh, I think I'm going the right way. Which is just great. The Zoro lost gag is just the funniest gag to me at any time in One Piece, no matter how overplayed it is. And yeah, since I really hadn't watched the anime before, this is the first time I heard like everyone's voice in Japanese for real, and yeah, it was great. It's a fun little game, definitely for One Piece fans, not really for anyone else. You'd not know what the fuck's going on if you playing for anyone else, but yeah, I really liked One Piece. It was fun. Better game though? Oh, you know what, sorry One Piece, I'm going for Street Fighter. So next on the bracket, Void Bastards versus Octopath Traveler 2. I love Void Bastards, it's such a fun game. Like, it's just a really weird, quirky game. I love the voice acting, the juries crack me up every single time I hear them. Yeah, it's a fun little game. Great replayable roguelike, and yeah, it didn't come out this year, but it was a game I finished. But that doesn't have a patch on Octopath Traveler 2. Oh my god, I love this game so much. This is probably one of my favourite RPGs of all time. Like, the music, the characters, the gameplay. I just fell in love with this game. I think I did like, I finished it in 120 odd hours. And that was within like nearly a month, so it was like 33 hours a week. That was between a full-time job, editing a music video, which you can see here, made by the fantastic Polyvinyl. Great song, absolutely love it. Very recommend watching. And listen, then stream the music. Great band. But yeah, Octopath Traveler 2 took over my life so hard, and I can't not gush it enough. It overshot the first one in so many ways, and I thought the first one was great. At least this one had a decent end boss that didn't, like, you know, require you to grind countless hours to even have a chance, because that last boss in Octopath 1 was ridiculously strong. I know you can play it in this one as a side boss, but at least it's not the main story one. This is even a thing. Yeah, Octopath Traveler wins it because it is my heart. I love Octopath. So next up, Star Wars Jedi Survivor versus AI Somnium Nirvana Initiative. Look, Star Wars was good, right? I really enjoyed Jedi Survivor, you know, minus all the glitches, which I catalogued my playthrough with glitches on a video, which is on my channel. Go take a look. The Cantina theme's, you know, copyrighted, and I don't want to put it on this video and get another thing against me, so you know. But yeah, great game. I mean, it's got, the ending's a bit but I think it's like that kind of middle sequel that's going to be like, it'll probably be better in retrospect when the third one comes out, you know, like how The Last Jedi was supposed to be, until, you know, Return of Skywalker just fucking ruined it, but that's another time. I like The Last Jedi. It's great. Mark Hamill drinks blue milk. Jedi Survivor's fun. I've got a BD1 Lego. He's cute. I love BD1. But yeah, great game. Just kind of a middle of the road thing, unless, you know, the next game. Thought, like, everyone talking about Cal doing stuff that's dark side, it doesn't really have any like payoff, really. It doesn't really have any storyline payoff, so I'm hoping that's in the next game. We'll see how I think about Jedi Survivor once Jedi whatever comes out in like 5 years time. Okay, this is we're going against AI Somnium Nirvana Initiative. I know game came out last year, but it's the first time I played it this year because I never got a chance last year. I love the AI Somnium game so much. It has God's favourite mistake, Konami Data. You can't not like these games. Yep, well involved in the story, like plot twist, the whole timey-wime, like timeline thing. Sort of blew my mind. Still trying to get my head around it a bit, but that just might be me being thick. And also the secret ending at the start of the game again, if you know the secret password. Great mindfuck. Love it. I think between these two games, yeah, it came out last year, but still, Somnium. Right, next up, Tombi versus Super Mario Wonder. Okay, right, I played Tombi. It's a fucking 25-year-old game. I played it because they're announcing a remake, and I wanted to make a video about it. It's half edited. I've got it. I still need to do it, so, you know, subscribe, and I'll get it out soon, hopefully. Just ADHD brain, a lot of games. Like, I played like 40-odd games this year. Like, oh yeah, it's there, it's half edited, I've recorded everything, I just need to put it together, and it's going to be a great video because it's talking about one of my favourite games of all time, and it could actually be a legit Game of the Year contender next year when it comes out as a remake, and I can't wait for people to play it. Guys, I just love Tombi so much. Please play Tombi when it comes out next year. I'll make a video and it'll be great. I like talking about Tombi. Yes. Okay, on the next one, Super Mario Wonder. This game was great. I did everything in this game. And it's one of the games of this year that has a musical number in it, and I think more games should have musical numbers because all the musical numbers in this year, these games I played this year, have been great. I love the Piranha Palace thing. It made me laugh. I like the flowers. I've got a flower somewhere. I don't know if it's on camera. It's over there somewhere. I like them. They might be a bit Joss Whedon. Oh, it's right behind me, isn't it? Kind of thing. But it's just stupid fun. And the fact you get to play as Daisy, Toadette, Toads, Nabbit. If you want to play as Nabbit, people like Nabbit. No Waluigi though. Yeah, I played the entire game as Toadette, so hearing that like all the time. With Toadette's little bye and like stuff like that was just, it cracked me up all the time. So many various levels, like, I get why this didn't come out when Mario movie came out, because I think they were just putting a bit more into it. And good for that, because, oh my god, such a good game. But yeah, between Tombi and Super Mario Wonder, even though Tombi is my favourite game of all time, it came out like 25 years ago, so you know, Wonder gets this. It's only fair. Baldur's Gate 3 versus Pokemon Scarlet plus the DLCs. I mean, it's a no-brainer right now, but I'm still going to talk about them. Baldur's Gate 3 blew my mind. Like, I wasn't interested in Baldur's Gate at all. Like, I've never played any of the Baldur's Gate games. Tabletop RPGs haven't really appealed to me. I've never really played D&D or Pathfinder or anything like that. But there was just one trailer for Baldur's Gate which I went, yeah, I'm going to give that a shot. And you know the trailer. Whoever was in marketing decided to roll a nat 20 and went, bear sex? And then they did a trailer that had bear sex. And people loved it. I loved it. And I was like, I'm going to play this game. And this game just kept on coming. Like, I love this game so much. I played it from start to finish within like a month, I think. I did nearly everything I could in it. I could not stop singing Down by the River for about 2 months. Yeah, everything in the game made me laugh. I almost teared up at one point near the end. It just has one of the best boss fight musics ever, and I'm going to talk about in the next bracket because I know what it's up against because I can see it on my screen. Yeah, just a fantastic game, and I'm going to gush about it again when it gets to the next bracket, so I'm just going to leave it from now. And we'll go on to Pokemon Scarlet plus the DLCs. Holy fuck, this game still shouldn't have came out. It is unbelievably broken. It lags like fuck. Oh my god, why can't I stop playing Pokemon games? And especially this one, which gave me two of my favourite fucking little gremlin Pokemons, Tinkerton and Ogerpon, which is called Ponwayway in my thingy, in Hee-Ho, because, you know, it looks like a Hee-Ho, and Ponwayway was just funny to me. But the DLCs, I started a new game to play the DLCs, because I went back in the game and was like, oh god, this game looks like shit. I was like, I'm going to start again, maybe I'll fall into it again, which I did, and then I played the DLCs, and the first one, Teal Mask, great story. I wish more Pokemon games had like a nice little story to do with legendaries. It made me actually love Ogerpon. She's my like main now, and you know, crushing your rival by taking the Pokemon he loves was kind of funny. And then in the next DLC, when you fight him again, if you use Ogerpon, he gets real big mad. And I wasn't expecting it, and I thought it was really funny for him to get big mad that I used this Pokemon that he loved. I'm quite mean in that, and I also used a friend ball on it because it looked like a friend. It is a friend. Ogerpon's a friend. I love her so much. I need more Ogerpon in my life. Better be able to transfer it to the next Pokemon game, which I'm going to get, which is probably broken. But you know, it's Pokemon. Also, you know, I can get Totodile back now. I love Totodile. He's my little fave. But yeah, fine DLCs. I had fun with them. Pokemon's broken. I'm part of the problem. I know I'm part of the problem. Yeah, should we stop talking about Pokemon and put Baldur's Gate on, like, you know, number one, because you know that's where it's going. Yes. Okay, next up is Dredge versus the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Dredge is such a great little indie game, and it's something I never thought I was going to play because, one, I don't like horrors. I'm not really good at horror games. Two, open water freaks the fuck out of me. Like, when I was a kid and playing Zelda Wind Waker, even going across that open water freaked me out, and it's fuck all in the water. I watched a bit of gameplay and went, you know what? I'm going to try this game. And I love it. Considering it's a horror, kind of a horror game, it's so chill. I mean, as long as you don't get chased by, you know, big scary monster in the water, but for the most part, it's a really chill fishing game, and I really like fishing mini games. And this kind of just scratched that itch. I still need to play the DLC. I haven't got around the DLC yet. I'm looking forward to playing that. I love Dredge. I thought the story was great. The ending was fantastic. Blew my mind. I had to like immediately go back and do the other endings just to see everything else. Great game. Like, oh, I totally recommend Dredge to anyone. And I think it's quite cheap as well. It's only like less than £20. Definitely go play Dredge. So this is going up against the April Fool's game of this year, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was probably the best Sonic game I've played in years, and it was fucking April Fool's prank. Like, I want more Sonic the Hedgehog games that are just, you know, visual novels, silly, light-hearted stuff, because I thought I had more fun with this than any game since, like, Mania. Mania was ages ago, and that was a fan project as well. Just let fans do stuff. Stop getting Yuji. No, you can't get Yuji Naka. He's in jail for, you know, that's what you get for making Ballad Wonderworld, I guess. Yeah, Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog was just a cute little fun game about Sonic dying on a murder mystery and everyone solving it. It's just a free, silly game. Best Sonic game I've played in a while. Go play it. Dredge wins this, by the way. I mean, that was obvious. Dredge is like a full-on, really good game. So last on this side of the bracket, we have Persona 5 Tactica versus Final Fantasy 16. I haven't finished Tactica yet. It has so much dialogue and so little gameplay, I'm starting to get bored. And it's just like Persona 4 Arena all over again, where you play one character's thing and there's about fucking hours of dialogue and not much gameplay to break it up in between. I really like Persona. I've liked Persona since 3. 3 comes out next year again, and I can't wait because it's one of my favourite games of all time. That, Tombi, and Paper Mario are just my top 3 games of all time, and I can't believe they're all getting remade next year. Anyway, yes, Persona 5 Tactica. I'm having fun with the gameplay. I just wish there was more of it. Which is funny coming from, a Persona game where most of it is just talking. But it feels different when it's not an RPG like biggest Persona 5 or Royal. It's a little tactics game. I want more tactics and less, yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Sorry, Persona. Versus Final Fantasy 16. Whoo boy, Final Fantasy 16 was a game. It's probably in my top 15 Final Fantasy games at least anywhere. And also, I did really enjoy Final Fantasy 16. It was a great game. I think it just came out in a year where there was more bangers around it that didn't really get much accolades. I mean, the music's fantastic. It's Sorkin. Sorkin's great. Final Fantasy 14's music is one of the best soundtracks in the world. I like Clive. I like Clive and the gang. I love Gav. Gav's a Geordie, and, I'm, like, sorted down from there. And it's just fun to hear Gav talk. I can't believe that YI and Reet were, like, subtitling the game. Fantastic. Yeah, can we have a Gav spin-off? Next DLC, just have Gav. I haven't played the DLC yet. The one part's out, I need to play more. Because that one door that's part of the DLC, I was like, oh, that's going to be an endgame thing where they go in a tower and stuff. And then they just didn't have time to do it, apparently, and then did it now. So, get to play it. But yeah, again, really enjoyed this game. Torgal. Torgal's a good boy. You love good boys in games. You got Torgal, you got Scratch, and not Nalawik, that's a different kind of Scratch. Scratch and Baldur's Gate. Good boys all around. Final Fantasy 16 is a good game. We'll talk about it later. Right, let's start in the second bracket. Next up is Lethal Company versus Spidersmen. Lethal Company is such a fun game. I know it's streamer bait, it's YouTuber bait, but it's such a fun game. Like, I've only ever played a couple of sessions, but I've never laughed so hard in any gameplay. I just wish I had time to, like, play with friends, because friends are night owls and I've got to be up early in the mornings and shit, and it just never works out that much. It's a shame that I haven't played it more. But this game's fantastic. I want to play more of it. Like, I just need to get around to playing it. Can't not love Lethal Company. It's such a fun game. First time I played was there when they got the masks introduced. Didn't know they were in it. Saw a person, was like, oh hi, then got vomited on, and I screamed. I wish I had footage of this game. I didn't record it when I played it. I should have. It's a great game. Well worth playing. Next up, Spidersmen. And Spidersmen was great. I loved it. Like, having to play between the two Spidersmen, having Venom in it. Shorter than I thought it was going to be, which is not a bad thing, considering the last few games had, like, some side quests which, like, it took so much grinding. Like some of the ones where you had to do, like, a challenge mode and they were just repetitive because they were really hard to do. I didn't find any of these challenge modes all that hard, which was quite a breath of fresh air for Spidersmen. I made that meme of, like, symbiotes, the one meme that symbiotes don't like. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 gets this. Love Lethal Company, but, Spider-Man. Right, so, next up, Disco Elysium versus Fire Emblem Engage. So, when Disco Elysium came out, I downloaded it. I hadn't played it for, 2 years by then. Finally had some time this year. I was like, I'll try Disco Elysium. Haven't really played a tabletop RPG sort of game before. Not the last one I've played this year, obviously. And, oh my god, this game is amazing. I love this game so much. It's actually become one of my top games of all time, just by one playthrough. I can't wait to play more playthroughs to try different outcomes. But yeah, from the very start, when you look in the mirror and just have that voice talking to you, I was hooked, and the characters are great. Kuno especially. Fucking love Kuno. He's a little cunt. When I first saw him, I tried to punch him, missed, failed, and then I managed to make him become my friend, and he's honestly my favourite character of the lot. Apart from Ken Kitsuragi, which, WWKKD, what would Kim Kitsuragi do? 'Cause, he's the best. But yeah, this game's an amazing, amazing game. Could not recommend it enough, especially when it goes down to less than a tenner on discount, especially the Final Cut version. The one is normally a £30 game. Well worth playing. Fire Emblem Engage. After 3 houses, which was about a good, 90 plus hours? Probably 120 hours to do all the playthroughs all at once. It was nice to have a shorter, more streamlined Fire Emblem game. The gameplay in this one was a lot better, but like, shortened story. Wasn't the best story. Characters were alright. Apart from Rosado, you can't not like Rosado. I know people had problems with, you know, the VTuber look to them, especially the main character. It was very like Colgate-y, Pepsi, but fine characters. Fun game. Really good. Like, not as good as Three Houses, obviously, but still decent Fire Emblem game. Definitely better than Fates. Anything's better than Fates, to be honest. Oof, Fates. Whew, there's a thing to talk about one time. I think in this case, though, even though it came out a couple of years ago, it's definitely Disco Elysium. Metroid Prime Remastered versus Alan Wake 2. Surprise game of the year, Metroid Prime Remastered. It felt like I was just playing the GameCube game again, but I know for a fact if I played the GameCube game again, it would not look as good as it did. That's how I used to see it like 20 years ago. That's the game I used to see and think that's how it looked. It's such a good, it's so nice looking. That's all I can say. It's really nice looking. I very much enjoyed it. I hope they do the other two. I would love the other two remade like this. Metroid Prime's fantastic. Play Metroid Prime. And then Alan Wake 2. Coming down the tier list somewhere. I have only played Alan Wake 1 this year. Something in me thought, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I heard Alan Wake 2 is going to come out, so I'll give Alan Wake a shot. I'll talk about Alan Wake later, but Alan Wake 2, oh my god. What a game. Like, I'm still in the final draft. I'm getting towards the end. I can't wait to see how it changes, but like, from start to finish, I love this game. And especially, you know the scene. Yeah, the musical scene. Everyone loves that scene. It was on the Game Awards. Great scene. I was sitting there going, yep, this is a horror game. This is a horror game. And there's just a one big musical number. I want more games that have big musical numbers. I think that should be the trend from now on. I thought Saga was amazing. Towards the end where she's stuck in the dark place and then talking to herself and like kind of challenging herself, who's like going full panic mode. Fantastic acting. Like, oh, just speechless at that scene. Absolutely fantastic game, and I can't wait to see what happens in the final draft. Love you, Metroid Prime, but yeah, Alan Wake, 100%. Sorry. Pikmin 4 versus Theatrythm Final Bar Line. Would you believe, even though the probably's, you can't see them, they're there somewhere in that GameCube mix, I have Pikmin 1 and 2 and never played Pikmin 1 and 2. I've never really played a Pikmin game. I think I played, was it 3 on the Wii U? Wasn't really into it. But I tried Pikmin 4, a lot of people were playing, a lot of people said it was good, so I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up. Loved it. Great game. Hate Louis. I don't know why no one shot Louis yet. Shot him out with a fucking spaceship like in Among Us. Great game. I think I did it 100%. I don't think I put it down until I finished it. I think it was the game I kind of focused on until it was done. I love Orchie. Gotta love cute dogs in games. Orchie, Scratch, you know, Baldur's Gate Scratch, and Toggle. Great dogs this year. Now, Theatrythm Final Bar Line. That's just Final Fantasy music. It's a winner in my book. I have a Final Fantasy shelf. Where are you? There's a Final Fantasy shelf. I have a Final Fantasy shelf. The soundtrack's there. I love Final Fantasy. Banger of a game. Bought all the DLC. I spent way too much money on that game. But it's Final Fantasy and I love every single bit of the music. Even 13's. 13's music's good. The game's shit. I will die on that hill, but you know, it's a hill that most people know that it's shit anyway. And yeah, Final Fantasy Theatrythm. Great game. Not really much of a game as it is just a rhythm to it any time, but it's Final Fantasy music. Nothing no one will like. But between these two, I think I've got to just go for like the more game really. Yeah, Pikmin 4. Alright, next is Control versus Super Mario RPG. Okay, I played Control before. Control's a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, play it. But I played Control because I played Alan Wake. I wanted to play the Control DLC that had Alan Wake stuff in it before I played Alan Wake 2. So I got to play Control again. And I totally forgot about the music scene near the end of the game. Remedy love their musical bits, and I'm all for it. More Remedy games, more musical bits. But yeah, Alan Wake DLC was fun. It's nice to play it pretty much as soon as after I finished Alan Wake, so it was all fresh in my mind. It was well worth going through and playing. I want another Control. I hope they make another. I think they did announce another Control, didn't they? Yeah, Control, banger again. Play it. Super Mario RPG never came out in the UK. I think the first time it came out in the UK as like a legit thing was like on the Wii U virtual. No, not the Wii U. The Wii Virtual Console. I think I played it and it was like, it's fine. I wasn't really too into it. Didn't see the hype that like every American talks about. But then, yeah, the remake came out. I was like, yeah, I'll play the remake. Probably have a bit of fun. Great game. Loved it. Music, fantastic. Absolute bangers. But you know, it's Yoga Shimura. which she makes banger music anyway. Kingdom Hearts is banger. Final Fantasy 15 banger. Yeah, I think she did. Oh, she did Live Alive. Live Alive was great last year. Play Live Alive. Yeah, game was fun. Played it. I can see why Americans love it. Guess it's only fair because it came out this year. Super Mario RPG. Control's a bit old now. A couple of years anyway. And now Ghost Trick Phantom Detective versus Alan Wake. Again, Ghost Trick. I bought on the DS close to its launch. I got the game somewhere. Somewhere along the line, I played it, I got stuck somewhere, put it down, never picked it back up. Then he announced the remake, and I was like, oh, all 4 people who played this game are gonna love this. And yeah, I decided to play it again and played it, and great game. Fantastic game. Top. It's in my top. It's in the top 10 somewhere at least. Yeah, play it. Don't look it up. Just play the game and just enjoy. That's all I can say. Alan Wake. Like I said, first time this year I've ever played Alan Wake. I do have a box somewhere. Oh, it's kind of hidden by Chun-Li, if you can see Chun-Li there. I've got the Alan Wake, like, full-on edition. Because I got it cheap and I was like, oh, it's a nice book-looking thing. Played it for a little bit. I don't think I got that far in the Xbox 360 days. Because like I said, I'm bad with horror. Really bad with horror games. And then, yeah, Alan Wake 2 was coming out. I had the remaster on PS Plus, so I decided to play the remaster. Not a scary game in the slightest, but it might be because the remaster was a lot brighter than the Xbox would have been. And yeah, it was a fine game. Great music. All Gods of Asgard, can't go wrong. Well worth playing. Well worth seeing what it was about before I played Alan Wake 2. Ghost Trick's getting it though. Neon White versus Master Detective Archives Rain Code. What a weeby choice between the two, really. Neon White came out last year, I think late last year? I know it was at the Game Awards, they showed some bit. Great speedrunner, great platformer, absolutely fantastic game. At one point, I think I do have it recorded on my Switch, I did a thing I messed up and I just had a sign saying, you're an idiot, and I was like, oh, okay, fair. Thanks for telling me I'm an idiot game. Great game, yeah. Story was decent, gameplay phenomenal, I did everything I could in that game. Apart from, like, you know, getting world records, but I'm not that kind of guy. Definitely played Neon White, great game. So Rain Code. You know, guy who's never played Danganronpa game, quite enjoyed this game. I like the art style. Shinigami is a beloved, absolutely adore Shinigami. Fun game, bit slow in places, great music. Had a plot twist which I didn't expect and I thought was really fun. It's a good game, play it. Maybe when it's a bit cheaper, I got it released. I like buying games on release, I'm part of the problem. But these two, Neon White. Neon White, definitely. Ooh, Chants of Sennaar versus Hi-Fi Rush. Chants of Sennaar is a really, really good little indie game. Nice puzzly, nice kind of feel good, getting people, community together, Tower of Babel stuff. Very much recommend. I don't think many people did play it. I can't remember where I got recommended via, but I was like, yeah, I'll try it. About a 5-6 hour game. Did everything. Great game. Well recommended. But then Hi-Fi Rush. Oh my god. If there was a game that was made for me. Well, rhythm game hack and slash. Fantastic music. The only problem I have with this game, the only nitpick I have that this game is not top game for me, is that I'm on a Nintendo brain. When it says press X, I'll press Y. And fucked up nearly every QTE in that game. If it came out on PlayStation, I wouldn't have to think about X. I wouldn't have to think about X and Y being reversed and B and A from a Nintendo console. I think I would have just. This game would have been peak top game of the year for me. But the fact that I couldn't get around in my stupid head and trying to go into Xbox mode didn't work. It happened before when I tried to play Xenoblade back in the day. I went from Xbox to Nintendo, fucked up the controls all the time, and got blasted. But anyway. That's another story for another time. But yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. Top, best game Xbox released anyway. Fucking hell, by miles. I mean, Xbox doesn't have any standard, like, its own games apart from Starfield, but no one likes Starfield this year. If you like Starfield, I'm sorry. Yeah. It wasn't even worth getting on Game Pass. I didn't have the space on my computer and I wasn't going to make space for it. Yeah. Hi-Fi Rush. Banger. Everyone play it. Great game. Needs to be everywhere. Game of the year. Every year. It might be this game of the year. It might not be. We'll find out. Right, moving on to the second tier now. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom vs Street Fighter 6. As a long time Zelda fanboy, we know where this is going. It's Street Fighter 6. No, it's not. It's Zelda. Street Fighter 6 was fantastic. Great music. Great gameplay. But It's not going to beat Zelda. Not on my timeline anyway. Yeah, Zelda. Any day of the week. Sorry, Street Fighter, you were good, but you're not Tears of the Kingdom. Octopath Traveler versus Somnium. I mean... Super Mario Wonder versus Baldur's Gate 3, the Battle of the Musicals. Like I said, second level of Super Mario Wonder, the Piranha Plants and Parade, great musical scene, completely lost my shit. And then Baldur's Gate 3, the House of Hope. It starts off good, and then it just gets better and better and better and better and better. Ooh, that was a great boss fight theme. Probably one of the best ones that ever came out in a long while. Yeah, you see where this is going really, don't you? Baldur's Gate gets it. Dredge versus Final Fantasy 16. Two completely different games. One's a horror that has like unspeakable monsters and a tiny little boat, and the other's Dredge. Dredge, chill, love that game, very much recommend. But again, being a lifelong Final Fantasy fan, I think 16 is going to take it. Spidersmen versus Disco Elysium. Kind of a tough one. Do I go from like the game of this year or Disco Elysium? Because like Disco Elysium was good, but it's still a couple years old. Ooh. I mean, Spidersmen had spiders and men and venom and Scream. I mean, yeah. Don't deny it. People want to fuck Venom. Scream's just titty Venom, even though titty Venom was a thing in, you know, the film. And Disco Elysium, I mean, Spider-Man 2 was a great game, but I think Disco Elysium was the better game. Sony and Marvel fanboys might be clicking off the video right now. Disco Elysium, it's got to be. Alan Wake 2 versus Pikmin 4. As much as I love Pikmin 4, Alan Wake 2 cinches it. I think it might be because of, you know, recency bias. I adore Alan Wake 2. I adore Alan Wake 2. Super Mario RPG versus Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. It's Battle of the Remakes, actually. Which remake was better? Well, Ghost Trick. Neon White versus Hi-Fi Rush. Ooh, that's ooh. That might be the hardest one I've done so far. Oh, yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. It's gotta be. Neon White was a great game. Fantastic game. Hi-Fi Rush was, though, it's the game that was made for me. If only you didn't have Xbox controls. Or if only my brain would actually work on Xbox controls. One of the two. Fantastic game. Love it. Next bit of the bracket. Tears of the Kingdom versus Octopath Traveler. Octopath. Baldur's Gate versus Final Fantasy 16. Battle of the Fantasies. Right, let's talk about this. Final Fantasy 16, I was so hyped for because it's made by the people who made Final Fantasy 14, which is probably one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Endwalker especially. Endwalker is tearful. It has great music. It was fun. I enjoyed it. The ending was a little bit It was very edgy for being a Final Fantasy game. You can tell it was inspired by, like, you know, edgier stuff, like Game of Thrones and stuff like that. Very much enjoyed it. Again, had another good musical moment with Titan. Sorkin loves Titan music. Like, Titan on Final Fantasy 14 is another great banger as well. But then we've got Baldur's Gate 3, an RPG type I've never played before. I've never really played a CRPG, like I've said before. I wasn't hyped for it at all until like a week before it came out. And I played it and I fell in love with the game. I got hit on by Lizelle and it kind of scared me at the same time. Didn't get that in Final Fantasy 16. You could have the chance to bang a bear, but Halcyon, honey, you came on a bit too strong. That's why I never saw the cutscene. You came on a bit too strong, dude. Maybe next time, Halcyon. But it was Clive and Jill. Cute. There was a Torgal and a Geordie guy. Great band of merriment. And then you've got, like, you know, the gay vampire, who's just a bitch, and I love him. A lizard kind of girl who scarily flirts with me, and I love her. Karlach, who is just, you know, Dreamweaver. I think he was that gag last year. I love her. And yeah. It's Baldur's Gate. Bald Gate. Disco Elysium versus Alan Wake 2. Two completely different games. Disco Elysium was fantastic. Again, recency bias, I think it's going to be Alan Wake 2. Not on gameplay, just storyline, I think. Because I'm kind of obsessed with it right now. I think it definitely gets recency biased of being like Alan Wake 2's Game of the Year. But saying that, in any other games, Disco Elysium's in my top 10. It's there. But I think it's only fair that game that came out this year gets the point. Sorry, Disco. Ghost Trick vs. Hi-Fi Rush. Ghost Trick was a fantastic game. I will never not recommend it to anyone because it is an amazing game and everyone should play it. And it's a Christmas game. I know Christmas has just passed, but it's a Christmas game. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. The game was made for me. It's Hi-Fi Rush. And we're at the semi-finals. Octopath Traveler 2 versus Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, spicy. 2 RPGs, 2 from different ends of the... 2 from very different continents, 2 very different types of gameplay. Both have banging music. I mean, Octopath Traveler has a theme for a cat, which is just the best theme in the world. I couldn't stop humming even after months after playing that game. And Baldur's Gate had Down, Down, Down by the River. And that song goes... I'm just staring at this. This is I think... No, this isn't a harder choice than that and Zelda. But it's still a hard choice. Octopath, my beloved. Please don't dislike me for this Octopath. But yeah, it's Baldur's Gate. It's gotta be. Alan Wake 2 versus Hi-Fi Rush. You know, if Hi-Fi Rush was made on the PlayStation and didn't have Xbox Brain, I think it would have cinched it. But it's Alan Wake. It's Alan Wake. So this is what it comes down to. 2 fantastic games. Both in their own right. But how do I decide this? I've talked about the music of them. I've talked about the best X. That was an Alan Wake, by the way. It was written. It was a weird chapter he wrote. He was a bit on one, I think, at that time. I've been Scratch, actually. I think at the end of the day, I've just got to sit, close my eyes, and think which game would be my Game of the Year. Yeah, it's Baldur's Gate. Of course it's going to be Baldur's Gate. What are you talking about?